like fight the test matches.
Yeah, not those. Not those. This version of cricket is the fun one, you know, where it is pure vibes. And I mean, I think you're having more fun as an onlooker than the actual players. Rightfully so, because it's just a giant.
The biggest party in sports.
Yeah, it's literally like a fete happening with sports, featuring sports.
Yeah.
Fete featuring sports, but you know, we'll still stay attentive and monitor the outcomes of the matches. But you know, this round, the Barbados Tridents, they were victorious.
Congrats to Barbados.
Congrats. Come better, Patriots, please. But let's talk about St. Kitts and Nevis. News. So the CMO, she outlined capacity on island for COVID-19 cases. The Federation's capacity to accommodate positive COVID-19 cases have been outlined by the CMO, Dr. Hazel Laws. Responding to a question posed at a press conference hosted by the Ministry of Tourism, Port and Transportation on Monday, Dr. Laws said there are areas available at the hospitals across the nation. At the private ward at the JNF General Hospital, we have 20 beds. We can access an additional 20 to 25 beds at the JNF General. We have 2 urgent care facilities, and that is the Mary Charles Hospital, and we also have beds at the Pogson Hospital, and then there are beds at the Alexandra Hospital. Dr. Laws reminded that each positive case may not need to use the facilities, but please also note that not all COVID-19 cases must be hospitalized. As a matter of fact, about 60 or 80% of persons who are COVID positive may be asymptomatic or have mild disease, so they may not warrant admission to the hospital. So there you have it. We have our numbers posted as to what we can accommodate in terms of
less than 60 beds.
Right. So, you know, we see in countries open up and in a day they're racking up 100 cases. And again, you know, not all 100 might end up being in the hospital, but let's keep those beds empty. We don't want to have those beds full at all. So stay safe, wear your mask, sanitize, don't leave unless you need to go somewhere. The roaming and liming and just not being home, keep it to a minimum, please. Let's keep our country safe, because I can't manage. May want lockdown again. But let's also talk about Newtown Football Club. So, observed by the executive members of the SKNFA, the Newtown Football Club held its elections for a new executive on the evening of Wednesday, 12th of August. Scotty Tyson was elected as the new president. He expressed surprise at his election, but noted that the previous executive had served to drive members away from the club because they did not show the members love. He was also happy to state that
what kind of press release is this, man?
Right? He was happy to state that he has already have received numerous calls from past players who have indicated that with the new executive in place, they're ready to return home. Going forward, there are a few priority areas in the new executive will tackle in the immediate future: seeking a sponsor for the club, facilitating urgent repairs at the football stadium, and acquiring a means of transportation for the club and its members. The full executive reads Scotty Tyson as president, Sean White as first vice president, Chantel Wilkinson as second vice president, Joseph Wilson as treasurer, Ian Lake and Darwood Byron as executive members. Congrats to everybody. That press release is
Man, I was surprised that win, but on that note,
the person before
Let's get to work.
didn't
love the club. I gonna love it.
Oh boy,
gotta love it.
Oh boy,
you can't
Say
beat
he's a captain at work.
you can't beat the Caribbean. That's one thing. But let's also talk about more regional news. So let's talk Bahamas. Bahamas is a big talk lately because COVID. It's not like I said COVID. Cookie. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis yesterday said COVID-19 continues to spread rapidly due to the failure of many people in the Bahamas to adhere to the health measures to mitigate against the virus. The sooner we bring the virus under control, the shorter the time will be to return to fewer restrictive measures, he said during a national address. The Prime Minister announced an immediate 7-day lockdown for New Providence and the continuation of lockdown in Grand Bahama for 7 more days beginning on Tuesday. Unfortunately, too many people are not taking the current lockdowns and health measures seriously, and some people are gathering in groups in their neighborhoods. Some are going out when unnecessary. Some are not following health guidelines when out in public. Some are going out visiting friends and families. And some people are even having socials and parties. Honestly, this is ridiculous because this is the Bahamas, unfortunately, is the prime example as to what's going to happen if the citizens don't adhere to the rules put in place. The virus is spreading rapidly because of the failure to adhere to life-saving and preventative measures. But I also again acknowledge and thank all of those who have followed the health guidelines over the many months. Thank you sincerely for your cooperation, he said. There were an additional 14 confirmed cases and all in New Providence, which pushed the new total to 1,329. There have been 731 confirmed cases in New Providence. Listen, unless we want to, somebody on the live said Bahamas say lockdown way. But, again, unfortunately, Bahamas is the example as to what's going to happen if we don't follow guidelines because people are just doing their own thing and the numbers are climbing ridiculously.
Yo, let me tell you, like I have a friend, right? He's a musician and he's been traveling throughout the COVID thing, right? From St. Martin, which we know has been having some trouble containing the spread as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he has been to New York, Texas, Florida, specifically Miami, along with a couple Caribbean islands, including St. Bart's, during the pandemic, right? He's managed to not get this thing. And one of the things that he said is, I haven't allowed it to change my life. I haven't allowed it to dictate how I live and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just wear my mask. I wash my hands and I sanitize and I socially distance. Like, I just do what I have to do. Like, it's not like my entire life is out of whack. I just stick to the guidelines and the protocols that they outline.
Mm-hmm.
And that has managed to keep him decent. When I'm home, I stay home. When I have to leave, I leave. But persons have just taken this thing so lightly. And we're really seeing the consequences of that lackadaisical attitude towards this thing. Like, and people are dying. Like, that's the thing about it. You look at places like the Bahamas, where it's like 18 persons have died so far. You know,
that number is way too much. That number should
that's
have been
18
zero.
too much.
That's 18 too much.
That's
That number
18
should have
too
been
much.
zero.
And Barbados had how many? Like 2 or 3 or something?
And I don't know. It's interesting to me how persons have just not been able to recognize the importance of sticking to the guidelines. I mean, you see what's happening in the States now. The young people, I think we're gonna speak about that too. How since the schools have opened and they recognize that young people are now the primary source of the spread.
Mm-hmm.
And some schools having to close down and hey, watch it, you're going to sleep.
But again, as somebody on the live says, I said it the other day, just stop being nasty. And honestly, that's what it comes down to. There's lots of people don't practice good hygiene at all, We think bathing is the only way to be hygienic. That's not. So wash your hands. There's so many people, unfortunately, and we see it all the time. We go to a restaurant, we go in the bathroom, and we see people using stalls and urinals, and they just walk straight out the door after. They're not washing their hands. They're not, they're not even flushing toilets. They're not, the men, they're not aiming properly.
Oh
so
my
then
gosh.
there's just urine everywhere. People are not hygienic in general. And that's where it comes from. So, how do we expect these people who don't wash their hands after using bathrooms don't use bathrooms in a clean way
Savages.
to sanitize.
Savages, all of them.
I see a woman the other day. She went in. I wouldn't say where it is, but we're going in a store, and the store had a table. Right as soon as you open the door, there's a table in front with a hand sanitizer on it, and of course, there's a big sign stuck on the table that says "Sanitize before you enter." I watched this woman squeeze the hand sanitizer, shake it off, and walk in. Because it was the gel one.
People want a big stick across the back.
It was the gel one. It wasn't like the spray. She squeezed the gel in her hand. She shake it off, and then so all of it went on the ground, and she went in the store. Somebody on the live is saying we think that she thinks that Barbados has 7 deaths, and unfortunately, this number might climb if we don't see a control in the numbers. But we also have an update for the Bahamas, because that report was as of yesterday. Now we have one of today. So we have another 90 COVID cases recorded in New Providence 1 day after the lockdown. So the Bahamas Ministry of Health has recorded another steep spike in COVID-19 cases. On Tuesday, 95 new cases were confirmed, bringing the total number of cases to 1,424. Of the new cases, 90 were recorded in New Providence, 2 in Grand Bahama, and 3 in, I can't pronounce this, the E1, Eleuthera? Eleuthera. Because of the vast community spread in New Providence, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert announced a lockdown which took immediate effect and will remain in place for 7 days. During a national address on Monday, he said the government has to respond aggressively to the slow spread of the killer virus. Again, we just see people not taking this thing seriously. I don't think it needs to come. I don't think it should come to somebody dying in your household for you to take it seriously. Because it seems like that's the only way. Because we see people up and down doing the most, and then they put up a post. My grandmother has passed from COVID, and then now all of a sudden, please y'all stay safe, wash your hands.
I don't want what happened to me.
You don't want to be
insensitive,
right? You don't want to be insensitive, but you want to say, I wonder how she catch corona.
Probably your girl.
Because it's probably you. Because you were at like 7 parties, sharing alcohol bottles. Y'all sipping from the same mouth of the bottle.
Kevin is a horrible person.
Right, it must be me. Cause
that's what your father said. That's how he was raised.
Oh my gosh, this is just. And you know what I think is happening too? I think the public is desensitized. They're already desensitized to some extent to COVID, especially. Unfortunately, I don't have to call saying its name. I feel like we're desensitized to it because, again, like we said, for weeks now, we ain't get the hit. We didn't get hit with it. We didn't get to see overwhelmed hospitals. Funeral homes packed to capacity.
Bodies being stored in refrigerated containers.
Imagine you go into, you can't get your groceries because Valuemart freezer truck packed with bodies.
But hey,
we didn't see those things happen. So
what kind of literature books you used to read by?
Okay.
The man damaged.
Because it's ridiculous. Why this is
Post didn't hug you when you were small.
Did many times. My parents loved me. Love. As I said loved as if it stopped. But we literally see this. I don't think we understand that this pandemic is killing massive amounts of people. What's the total death toll?
It's like over 168 in the US alone. 1,000, eh? Not 168 people. 168,000.
I'm looking up the death toll. The total.
I think part of this too is like especially in a lot of underserved communities, communities that have a lot of socioeconomic struggles. They deal with so much just on a daily basis. They deal with trying to figure out how you're gonna make ends meet, how you're gonna feed your family. Some people have to worry about where they're gonna put their head, and you come up with this virus thing that I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that we've never experienced, and it's difficult for persons to really adjust to the seriousness of the situation
And-
because they already
yeah.
live and deal with so many serious situations.
And that's the sad part. Like, you know, again, it sometimes sometimes takes, you know, you actually being affected for you to take it seriously. And that probably might have to be for some people who, you know, in the petition saying who had a hearing. That might have to come at the expense of a death in the family for somebody to actually take it seriously, because we see
God
people,
forbid.
we've seen people literally up and down for no reason. People in town every day just walking up and down, no mask, and abusing. Funny enough, I was at Lord. Let me not say where I was because the person might figure out I was listening to the conversation.
Bakal name.
No, I was at somewhere picking up some food, and I'm wearing a mask. I already sanitized. I keeping my distance. There was a group behind me. Talking, and they're saying, "Me wearing a mask. If the police give me a mask, me ain't paying it. Give me a ticket for not wearing a mask, me ain't paying it." And I'm just like, I want to turn around and say, "So what do you think gonna happen to you if you don't pay it?
Boy.
You're gonna end up in jail for not paying a mask just
with the
because
mask.
you want to not do it."
Just
Okay.
wait a minute.
We have a call on the line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, teachers.
Good morning, sir.
I look forward to you guys every morning, man. Lovely.
How are
sir.
you? How are you?
Yeah, okay, I'm good. I have just a little thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
There is a word, and it seems to me like it is as heavy as the globe. And you know what the word is? Obedience. Now, if everybody obey the advice that we get about this corona business, the world would be a better world with us. Many more people would have been alive.
Mm-hmm.
But people just ignorant, and then nowadays our what you call it, a statement. We know it, but we keep it behind our back.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever anything happen now that is negative or bad, we're gonna take the statement from behind and bring it in front and look at it and say, if I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
When we know, but we just ignorant and put it behind. They say, oh man, that ain't gonna do me nothing, man. I ain't see no corona, me ain't smell it, I ain't hear it, I can't touch it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right. But it right there is just like a submarine ship. If you underneath the water, and you know you're not supposed to open any window while you're under the water, and you're going to try to open the window to people, what do you think happening there?
Mm-hmm.
The amount of water going to gush in there, you can't get by the window closed.
Right.
Because the water under there has a certain high pressure. And there's where everybody going to drown, all because of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
So if people would be more careful and let's obey, and then it's easy, man. Everybody would live, nobody would get sick.
Right.
Because that's what the corona circling around for, looking for disobedient people. Anyway, thanks, teachers.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right,
yes.
have a good day,
Thank
sir.
you.
Bless
Thank
up, man.
you.
Bless up.
Is and it's sad the public response as well, because like the gentleman was saying, it's about to be, just do, we're supposed to do it. But I feel like when we get told to do something, we just feel compelled to do the opposite. But is we see people saying, oh, it make no sense if I'm supposed to catch COVID, I don't catch it by now, but may ain't catch it yet.
Ah, yeah.
And we really think that's how it works.
I like this one here. But what for you,
Yeah.
When it's your time, you're gone.
So that means you must accelerate your time.
But my problem is just that if it's your time, go. But don't take nobody with you.
Right? Because then
Like that mainly pay meal.
this much honestly.
No set by. I mean, just.
I can't begin
I don't want to
to.
brush up. Me ain't made a mask. You ain't made that.
I can't begin to imagine the amount of stress the governments around the globe have to deal with when it comes to managing this. And Bahamas, if you see the Bahamas literally saying it is spreading like wildfire because people are not listening.
We want to brush your back for this for sure. When you get a ticket, just locking you up. No ticket, no what, not. Just show them in a cell, yo.
The
What
global
proof do you need? He had no mask.
Everybody, you wasn't there.
the global death toll is now at 777,000. We're 250,000 away from hitting 1 million deaths globally. Why?
Nice little claim there, boy.
Nah, what we mean, what?
And there are now 22 million cases confirmed globally since the
Wow.
beginning of this. 14 million have recovered. So that means 5.2 million are still pending. Are still infected and pending recovery. Almost 1 million, 750,000 have been claimed by COVID, unfortunately. So why do we need to see this number go up? Oh boy, honestly, I just feel like we need to just do better, to be completely honest. But we'll take a very, very short break and we'll come back with more Island Tea with your faves, Kevin and Amavi.
What do you want in your pharmacy? Superior service? Check Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Quality drugs? Definitely Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Great prices? Always Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Call Meridian Medical Pharmacy at 465-5096 or 7 or 662-3274 or stop by at South Independence Square Street, Basse-Terre. Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Quality products, superior service, best prices.
Win FM 98.9 keeps you connected even when you're on the go. Join the Win FM WhatsApp messenger service. Our WhatsApp number is
662-2204.
Be a Win FM iReporter. Send us your photos, videos, news tips, or even news items for consideration. Remember the number
662-2204.
Sugar boom, boom.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevin and Amali. Let's jump into some more tea time. But let's read some of the comments.
I like the improvisation on that.
What?
The tea time just now? Yeah, I like that. Nice vibrato.
Spruce it up
Yeah,
sometimes.
I feel it.
But, you know, it's another game built off. Somebody saying, how are you going to squeeze the hand sanitizer and shake it off before you apply it? What kind of level of dunce you got to be? Honestly, I'm sure she's not the only one, to be honest.
We've been talking more of these things, but this is an intelligent show, yo.
But, I mean, I hear people complaining about sensitive skin and the alcohol drying it out. And
but then stay home.
Yes.
I'm like, oh.
I told somebody that. Somebody kept saying the whole, you know, my skin sensitive, you can dry out my skin. I work in healthcare. I had to sanitize like every 30 minutes. Use lotion. And you hand sanitize up to 3 times, wash your hand after.
But do you know, fellas, that there is actually a hand sanitizer that
with
that
lotion
has been,
built in?
No.
Oh.
That has been introduced to the market that lasts 8 hours.
What do you mean? Like the sanitization lasts 8 hours?
You spray it once on your hands and it lasts 8 hours. Actually, the Abdul Samuel, the boss man for the
task
NEOC,
force.
Yeah.
Yes. He actually gave me one of them to try out, and it's. Well, I don't know if it lasted those, but he says so, and he swears by it.
But the thing about it is that
I don't like it.
The establishments, the banks, supermarkets, other stores, they don't know what you spend on your hand now, what you spent on your hand 8 hours ago. So you can still have to. No. I'm not talking about for people,
I feel like this is just more personal use, like for the people who want to actually stay sanitized.
Yeah.
Yes, but don't want to sanitize every half an hour. Like if you're home and you're just about doing things, you're necessarily going into places that had the sanitizer in your hand, but you're just wake up in the morning, spray and it lasts the whole day.
And there are also some Purell hand sanitizers that
or probably just when you get into a building too, like you go to work.
Yeah, your hand sanitizer.
Yeah, you sanitize and
because you ain't leaving.
It doesn't contain alcohol either.
But there's some Purell hand sanitizers that have built-in moisturizers. So for the people who complaining about the hands drying out, that's what hospitals use. They have hand sanitizers built in with moisturizer, so you can't fuss about the whole. You can make my hands dry and break.
Bougie.
So walk with one of them little Georgians in your bag.
Yeah, just put a little lotion in your bag and just all.
Stay home.
But let's talk some more. Listen, coronavirus has popped back up in the news. Like almost every article you've seen is coronavirus because now it's talking about spreading, because the spreading is the issue. So the World Health Organization is warning young people, that are emerging as the main spreaders of the coronavirus, and that is shocking, to be completely honest. That was very sarcastic. If you couldn't pick it up.
You, sir, are gifted.
Yeah, because I didn't sense any sarcasm at all.
Let me pretend to be shocked. Okay, finish. The World Health Organization warned on Tuesday that young people are becoming the primary drivers of the spread of the coronavirus in many countries. A worrisome trend that experts fear may grow in the United States as many colleges and schools begin to reopen. People in their 20s, 30s, and 40s are increasingly driving the spread, said Takashi Kasai, who is the World Health Organization's Western Pacific Regional Director. I would hate to write that name. But he said it in a news briefing on Tuesday, and he said the epidemic is changing. More than half of confirmed infections in Australia and the Philippines in recent weeks have been people younger than 40. A stark contrast to predominantly older patients from the previous months. In Japan, 65% of recent infections occurred in people below age 40. And again, we're seeing the shift, like he said, because remember at the beginning of this, it was the older people who everybody was worrying about, and, you know, those were who were spreading, but it's now done basically like a 180. Now it's the young people who just spreading, because let's be honest, we're seeing young people, and social media is just like the ultimate place to incriminate yourself, because we're seeing young people go out, they're brunching in the middle of the day, they're out sitting for lunch in a crowded restaurant, they're out at bars, they're out at parties, and they're posting it all on social media, almost like an identifier to say, hey, look me, I spread in. Oh boy, I really don't know where this is gonna go. I don't think any of us do. We thought this would have been over in like 3 months. We said, okay, we locked down in March. Okay, summer come in. Still got my plans in order. Summer done. We still stuck. I mean, we literally about to enter the final quarter of the year.
And
just like that.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
We don't even know if we're in a tunnel anymore. We're just somewhere.
Just darkness.
It's just darkness.
We could be the chunk of somebody can.
But you know, we see the United States debating about whether bringing back students into classrooms, because so far over 168,000 people in the United States have died from COVID-19. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. But we have a call. Caller, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing good. Oh yeah, do you have some energy today?
You have some energy?
You have energy.
Yeah, once you're alive, you have energy.
You're
You
right.
Enjoy it, because your days are numbered, and only one innings you get. It's not
It's
test
innings.
cricket, but it's a test.
Test match.
You said you didn't expect to be talking coronavirus. I'm paraphrasing you. At least at this level of intensity and concern at this point. We live in the hottest area of the world, hottest hemisphere in terms of the virus. We have about the Western Hemisphere, about 15% of the global population, and about 60% of the virus. What you guys should be, well, respectfully, considering and contemplating is what your discussion will be 12 months from now in that same studio about this same virus, and how many deaths, maybe including my own, because of my
you
age.
ain't gonna know, yeah.
No. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah, we're talking like this, yo.
Yeah, we know.
What I'm saying, guys, is this is a deeply, deeply serious matter.
Very.
Countries like ours are not helpless, but in the general scheme of things, as our economies depend so vitally on the larger ones have been led recklessly. We suffer just as deeply, and just as long, and maybe even longer, because we don't have the internal resources to bounce back as quickly. So, you know, it really, the pressures a year from now, not just from the public health aspect, but from the economic, social, psychological aspect. We're going to make one heck of a conversation. I think right now, I don't think we're discussing enough the psychological impact this virus is having on us in this country, and on the world. But, Kevin,
Yes.
a year from now, we're going to be talking about the virus. Not looking back in the rearview mirror. Because if and when they find vaccines, people going to play politics with it. Well, I ain't buying a vaccine from you. I can tell my people, a lot of people are against vaccines for purposes of religion, principle, whatever, suspicion, whatever. People who need to be inoculated in one way or the other, might be reluctant. You're dealing with humanity, and it's not a monolithic thing. People have different views, different perspectives. It's going to be. You see what they're doing in the States? They're saying you can't curb my freedoms to walk around and inhale and exhale as I like. One master is telling me. You see, again, very complicated, and I don't think we're going to be looking at this virus from the rearview mirror 12 months from now.
Agreed.
I think it will be still with us. And don't forget, you used to live in New York, and you guys are, North American experience, and so you're only months away from the next flu season, eh?
Wow.
Anyway, I hope I put a little positive love inside here. Don't be too negative, man. Everything gonna be okay.
Yes, yes.
Because after that is, how many people perish in the process, God forbid. Let's hope Mr. Biden wins the election. Take care.
Yes,
All right,
yes. Thank you. But, I completely agree. I'm pretty sure in 12 months we won't even be talking about, in 2020.
Remember when?
We'll probably still be giving updates on what's happening.
The crazy thing is, he mentioned psychological effects. I think it was last week the CDC released, a memo that let people know that right now depression is at levels that we've never seen it. Suicides are going up as well. So, like I was saying the other day, like we really need to check on each other. This is rough times. Entrepreneurs, persons who have not earned since the place shut down. Like there are people who literally have not earned a paycheck.
Yeah, people like Kevin and so.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah. So, I mean, Kevin, you okay?
I ain't okay at all.
Well, I mean, you're in there crying all morning, so.
At all.
Yeah, like literally crying all morning. I'm watching you. I don't say we got to have a one-on-one after this.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Who,
some.
Kevin, you mean?
No, you.
We're gonna have some sessions.
Where's one tub ice cream, 2 spoons?
First start.
Why 1 tub? 2 tubs, 1 tub each. That's how deep it is.
First start.
Boy. But yeah, and people are, especially people with like young children and even children in general. I mean, I can't imagine how that must feel when you have no idea where your child next meal will come from.
Yeah.
And there are actually people in St. Kitts and Nevis right now who are experiencing that. There are people in St. Kitts and Nevis, facing eviction because they can't afford to pay their rent.
That's a real thing right there.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
Tis rough.
and then what a lot of people are also stressing about. I have a lot of friends who are talking about how stressed they are that the what's it called, the memorandum is coming to an end for the financial institutions. Because it was 6 months of understanding and
of grace.
6 months grace period, but that period is ending and things haven't changed.
It's going to have to be extended, no doubt. Like they can't not extend it because nothing has changed, nothing has improved.
Because when the 6 months end, I think is end of
September.
End of September. So a lot of people are stressed about it, saying I still can't make my payments, and
September
the
30th.
time coming up. But then the thing is as well, we need to remember that with these financial institutions, they're not telling you can't pay. They're just saying you don't have to pay now. When all this comes to an end, you still have all of those payments to still make.
A huge
So
racked up bill.
If you're struggling to pay 1 month,
6
every
months
month,
and ain't paying it per once.
how you gonna pay 6 months all at once?
But it's rough. It's rough.
Yes, Emmanuel, I do. That I do. Emmanuel asked me if I need a beer.
A beer, want a case?
Yes.
What am I doing a beer?
Yes. One case, please, each.
What was that? Is this where you put yourself in?
I don't even know you're here.
And then people, and there are actually people that feel like when the borders open early October, that things are going to get better. They're not. Nobody come in here.
Yes, I keep asking people. When people say, they need to open up the bar, I say, open it up to who?
And then Lindsey Graham made it very clear in his last press conference but they had 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whenever it was, that he doesn't expect or want any flights from Miami coming to St. Kitts. So,
What are you
and
looking?
ship still ain't coming till next year. So he's like,
You're looking forward to what exactly?
the border's opening just for people to come home.
And speaking of cruise ships, you guys realize that they delayed the arrival of the ships that we spoke
They did?
about yesterday.
It was supposed to be today, right?
One was supposed to be today. One was supposed to come next week,
Uh-huh.
but they have been delayed, pending the health officials just making sure everything is in order before they come.
So they're just literally out there just chilling.
I don't know if they're out there.
They were still on
They're
the open
somewhere.
seas, I'm sure. Because
They're
if they were expected
Well,
to
if they
come
were
today,
supposed to arrive today, they should have been close by.
yeah, so they're probably just out at sea.
I suppose you
Yeah.
kind of see them like, on the distance just chilling, like, yo, like, I just said the word, no?
Just see on the horizon. Just
Just let me know. My anchor ready.
We have to go.
And if they tell you come, you got to come quick before they change their mind.
Well, that's good, though. I'm very happy that they're taking it seriously. To keep our country clean and safe. So, shout out to the NAOC.
Yeah, they're doing.
Abdias and here's the laws
you know,
and-
it's very taxing. You know, we all want to say why they just don't. I think we underestimate the amount of logistics behind these
dude,
things.
the NEOC been on 24-hour call for like 6 months.
Kudos to them. To be
Abdias,
completely
the phone won't
honest.
stop ringing ever.
How we had stop ring?
If I was Abdias, I would have thrown my phone.
And when they say Jesus on the telephone, they chill to the Abdias.
I would have thrown my phone.
Tell him what you want.
Oh
I tell you
boy.
what, last week, a few of us had a meeting up there with a few of them, and the phone ringing. I said, watch them, like, you could answer the phone, and like, hey, no big. The man said, no. If I answer the phone, you're leaving it here.
Can't be on the
Let me
phone
call him
forever.
back.
Oh my gosh. But let's talk some international news. Let's talk about Mali. So, Mali's president quits after soldiers' immunity. Imagine you just quit. You quit your presidency.
He was really like, he quit.
He quit.
He quit, but he quit kind of under the rest, eh?
Yeah. So Mali's president Ibrahim Keita.
Close enough.
Let me just stick with Ibrahim. Is it Ibrahim or Ibrahim? I think it's
Ibra.
Ibrahim, right. Well, he has resigned after being detained by soldiers on Tuesday. In a televised address, he said he was also dissolving the government and parliament, adding, "I want no blood to be spilled to keep me in power." He and PM Boubou Cissé were taken to a military camp near the capital, Bamako, drawing international condemnation. A spokesman for the soldiers called for a civil political transition leading to credible general elections.
These military coups ever lead to
You're saying what I'm thinking.
military state for like another 3 years until the UN reach in? That's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
But I mean, the funny thing about it was apparently the army, they did like a slow march into the city, you know, and they were escorted by scores of cheering citizens on their way to detain the prime minister. I mean, it's really a military coup. Like, they had a military coup, right? And I don't know. I really hope it's just for some stability in Africa, man.
Right, I really do.
Oh, sorry. Is that asking too much?
Yes.
But
But, yeah.
it's like you said, stability. But what do we know about the mutiny? It remains unclear who began it, how many soldiers took part, or who will now take charge after. It appears to have started when the soldiers took control of the Kati camp, where the president and PM were later taken. So this will be a developing story because there's not much known.
Yeah, but there is an obvious power vacuum now.
Mm-hmm.
There's an obvious power vacuum, and the problem is that Mali has been dealing with an uprising in insurgents, jihadists, which is one of the issues that persons were angry about, especially the military, with the way they were dealing with the whole issue of jihadists and insurgents and all of that. And it's a very ticklish situation there, Mali, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Very ticklish. Who's gonna step up? As a matter of fact, Mali was saying that we should export some leadership.
Yeah,
Like
man.
one main export should be leadership.
Yeah, man. Big brand. Big brand. Stronger,
Um,
save a future.
What you call it? Government for hire?
Government for hire.
Yeah.
Wow. We could look into that, guys.
Why not? I don't see why not. Based on the way 2020 going, I think anything is an option. Because
Make some serious money.
2020 is a hot mess.
Straight back into to the CBI and so.
Carry down that debt. And
Imagine, that's fascinating. Real. Imagine like a country like let's say Bahamas, like call like our government and say, listen, we need some assistance. And Timothy just say, well, now I ask about, between $20 and $50 million US dollars.
Yeah, for first installment.
It's first installment. In Timothy's was in the first instance. And then they fly down some people out there and just mash up the place.
A little leadership team.
The leadership team.
We could call it incubation program. The government incubation program.
I'm telling you, the people of Bahamas stand up and tell you, excuse me, we didn't ask you for your opinion. We have to do our jobs. Sit back and relax.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what you're doing.
Oh, if you were watching on the YouTube stream and you weren't able to place comments, you can just refresh your page and you should be able to do so now. But government for hire.
Yeah, I think that, hey, as a matter of fact, in essence, that would be just a diplomatic way to do what like England and the US been doing for years militarily, yeah?
Yeah, we want guys some help.
We give you an option
and
this
install
time.
in government, install some leaders.
We're giving you an option this time, unlike some countries that just do it without consulting you.
Yeah, I mean, you could keep your hospitals and your infrastructure. There's no bombing included. You know.
We ain't gonna bomb zero, so.
I mean, where we gonna put them? with the dragons,
Move
the
island.
dragons up in the mountains.
Won't let me go.
Yo, I've been talking to people about that. Just trying to ask them if they know about this dragon, right? There are few people that say, yeah, hear something about that time. Yeah, some students tell me.
I really think that this could be a legit venture. Eh? Like, if you could turn it into a theme park, install some rails up there, and you circle around the crater to see if you find a dragon, and we give you a little booklet.
Just shove some speakers in the bush and so on, make like noises.
Some growling.
Some growling and
Get some
snowing. I hear that they're sleeping. I hear it.
And then you get some fog machines to just blow out some smoke. Mm-hmm.
For the listeners who have no idea what we're talking about.
I forgot we had listeners.
Yeah, we stumbled on an interesting fact. The fact is that there is a belief out there, and this is verified by YouTube, that some people believe that there is a dragon that resides somewhere at or in Mount Liamigo. This is a real thing, people. You can look it up online. So we have been trying to find a way to monetize
on this dragon.
Yeah, this obvious lucrative tourism product.
Yeah, man. National treasure.
I'm reading an article from Chestnut House. Dragon sightings reported in the Eastern Caribbean.
But don't even no more, yeah.
Local hikers on the island of St. Kitts in the Eastern Caribbean have recently reported dragon sightings in and around the island's dormant volcano, Mount Liamigo. The hikers, students at Ross University School of Vet Medicine,
I tell you,
report seeing large shadows in the persistent fog around the volcano's crater while hiking last weekend. Could it just be clouds?
No, but you see, you have to believe them because these are animal specialists. They would know a dragon if they see it.
Here's a quote. One hiker said it was the biggest. It was like the biggest bird I've ever seen. One other said, just this huge dark shape moving through all the fog. The heat up there was intense. What heat?
Up there
cool.
cold,
Up there is cool. You're in the clouds. Your clothes getting damp from the moisture.
Raback Joe, you're getting on your skin.
Question. Can you get hallucinations based on sulfuric fumes?
It is. I don't see why it's not possible.
That might help to explain what was happening. They might have just gotten high on the volcano.
So here's more.
Are drugs?
Here's more.
What you saying, man?
This is not the first time visitors to the mountain's crater have reported strange occurrences at the peak. A group of tourists last October reported seeing bursts of flames and hearing a muffled roaring sound coming from
This
the
a
cave.
burst of flames in a cave.
What are you doing up there? If you
How come it's only visitors seeing the dragons? Every weekend.
the dragon don't like locals.
The dragon races.
But then you see, the dragon sightings have also served to explain why the fields of St. Kitts are constantly on fire. Because the dragons just swoop down and set them ablaze. Get more. There's more. Every day you drive down, this is a quote. Every day you drive down the bypass and see clouds of black smoke rising from some area or another. There are scorched fields around every turn. And no one ever seems to know how the fire got started.
I've never seen how the fires are started either.
Correct. And I'm pretty sure we
I mean, it got be a dragon then.
It must be a
It
dragon.
must be a dragon.
It must be a dragon.
So
Dragon tails.
nobody see this dragon swoop down out the sky and,
But
flame
Kevin,
through the fields.
what else could it be? It must be a
It
dragon.
must be a dragon. Government officials on the island have refused to confirm or deny the presence of the mythical creatures. You're right. You're right. Do not let them take me dragon.
Which ministers they target?
This was an article. This article was 2014. It's also said they insist that the raging blazes are controlled burns to clear fields for development. However, locals find it hard to believe that so many controlled burns would consistently threaten homes and businesses on island and visiting
talking about,
tourists. Many find the presence of dragons more plausible than controlled burns.
Of course.
Naturally, anything else would be
Uncivilized.
uncivilized.
Somebody's saying when they find the dragon, they could also find the mountain lions. They say Nevis. So Nevis got mountain lions.
I believe Nevis got everything, eh? I see some pictures of some snakes in Nevis.
Nevis probably got dragons too. Why not?
That's why Nevis Peak always.
Always cloudy. That's the only explanation.
Wow.
So there's a dragon swooping down and lighting the fields on fire.
Yes. Experts in the field of mythological creatures have come to the island from around the world, hoping to confirm the dragon sighting. I told y'all this is a product, you know.
We need to be marketing this.
We are looking for the telltale
Zachary gets.
Will you hear what it is, sir? Experts in the field of
Mythological creatures, yeah.
have come.
Basically, experts in the field of made-up stories.
No, have you never watched Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
How can you be an expert in something that don't exist?
Bro,
Somebody have to tell us why they don't exist,
have you not watched Harry Potter?
right?
Harry Potter is real.
I've read all the books too.
I went Hogwarts.
I
where
mean,
I
how
did
was like this year?
That's where I went. That's where I did my education. Me one in my bag.
Yeah, me Hermione.
I got one.
But then someone says, we are looking for telltale markers that would indicate the presence of dragons in the area, said one scientist. Things like scale sheddings, particular types of scorch marks, and piles
And
of
footprints?
exceptionally large excrement will let us know exactly what type of creature we're dealing with here.
My man, it's a joke now. I can't listen to that.
Boss, we need to export this thing. Open the borders and let them go. Let me go.
That's crazy.
Why, I'm telling you, this could be in Disney World, there's like the theme parks with the mountains, the artificial mountain.
Yeah,
and
Magic
Yes.
Mountain,
Yeah. Why we could put a
I
little
agree.
rails up in the mountain and put a little artificial dragon,
Put some footprints in the mud and so on, and there's some footprint be like this.
and then get an artificial leg that hiding in the clouds. You got the cranes and everything, and then when you're cruising past, you just stomp and go back up.
Yo,
It's a product.
I used to live in Orlando. I just spent a lot of time at Universal Studios. Think we need to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then part of the talk, you could interview farmers and so in the area.
And the farmers.
And the farmers could say, yeah, the dragons eat me sheep all the time.
Mm-hmm. And then you could have
They love the black
you
ones.
could have a shed in the background, a scorched shed in the background, The dragon burned down my shed last week.
What? Yeah, one night I was sleeping, and I heard a loud roar. I went to say that my shed was on fire.
And then when I look
And
up,
my sheep gone.
and then when I
all
look
over
up in the
place.
sky, there was a
I
massive
think cattle
shadow
would work.
blocking
Cattle
the
would work
moon.
better. Cattle.
Yeah, that's true, cattle, yeah.
Yeah, cattle will be kind of jiggy.
They keep eating with cattle. And as a result, the island has a shortage of beef.
There's dragons in St. Kitts.
The story gonna be sweet.
There's dragons in St. Kitts. Why you think why you think they're now starting to go dragon
They
food?
interviewed the manager of Rams, but yeah, we haven't had beef in quite some time because the dragons keep eating all the cattle.
You see now the farmers doing dragon food. What do you think the dragons they eat?
Wow.
Hey.
Sheep and food.
So why they ain't contact us yet?
I don't know, man.
Honorable Lindsay Grant.
Somebody said, listen, Dragonland 2021, you hear Tim? Theme park.
Team Park.
Hey.
Big money to him.
Watch it, we're gonna have this roller coaster. I love roller coasters.
Somebody said, what y'all is this? They meet some jumbie up there. Oh, and somebody else said, if we could have deer, we could have dragons. Means the problem. And then somebody else says our deer needs to upgrade to reindeer status. But the biggest thing to sum up this is what tralala this.
Hey, but you know what was interesting? During the lockdown, especially the first couple weeks of the lockdown, I would come down the road.
I bet you a dragon mash up your road.
Yep. That's what going on. Because my Kinfield I was talking about. But I come in on the road, right? And the amount of animals that were just like roaming in places you wouldn't see animals. Like I come in on the road, there's like monkeys by like the lime grounds. All in the roundabout there by the airport. Just a troop of monkeys just like chilling. They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like where all the people gone?
But that's what happened in UNC. Monkeys basically work out. We ain't seen no people, so can we go now? Even we saw what's it Brantley post with the monkeys all over, and it was like a swarm of monkeys.
Up to this morning I had a monkey up me.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a video with that many monkeys in a public place before.
Bro, this all makes sense.
It's the dragons.
The dragons running the monkeys from the
Oh, yeah, no, it is.
But you know what? Let's take a very short break as we get some more information on our dragons.
Somebody just mentioned me and said, are you really on the way to train to?
But I have a question. How many dragons? There are different types of dragons in a. How many dragons do we have and what type?
I think that's what the experts were trying to figure out.
We have a horntail. We have a greenback. Which ones we got?
You the one studied how works here?
Yeah, I have my book home, my Fantastic Beasts, and where to find them.
I
I think it's in the book.
Somebody said, you guys really discussing how to fool people as a tourism product? LOL. I said, they're already fooled. That's capitalizing on the ignorance.
But
We have bills to pay.
but bro, like, have you been to the US? Like half the sites are just a random thing somewhere
I'm googling.
that people just go to, just random things.
I have my book at home, Fantastic Beasts, and where to find them. I don't have it on me at the moment. I'll bring it on another day so we could identify the dragon we have in
Oh,
St. Kitts.
nice.
But there are 10 types of dragons. There's the common Welsh the common Welsh green. I don't think we have a Romanian longhorn. That wouldn't make sense.
Nah, that would make sense.
We have a Swedish snot snout.
Think how a Romanian Longhorn in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Ron Weasley brother.
That's the-
Oh.
that's the-
Them used to raise dragons now.
Yeah.
And we have a
that's
He had
true.
a Romanian
we have
Longhorn.
Peruvian viper tooths. We have a Chinese fireball. We have Norwegian ridgebacks. And we have, Ukrainian iron bellies.
Norwegian Ridgeback was in Harry Potter too.
Hungarian horntails. I think we might have a Hungarian horntail.
Architecture Long Scout.
Bye. Let me take a break here.
Let's take a break.
I get the Sean long snout.
Join us on WinFM every other Tuesday for Let's Talk IT from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. to hear our hosts, Naeem Richardson and Janiqua Esdale, speak about different aspects of social media, technology, and STEM advancements in youth. Tune in, ask questions, and let's talk IT. Brought to you by the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association.
What do you want in your pharmacy? Superior service? Check Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Quality drugs? Definitely Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Great prices? Always Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Call Meridian Medical Pharmacy at 465-5096 or 7 or 662-3274 or stop by at South Independence Square Street, Basse-Terre. Meridian Medical Pharmacy. Quality products, superior service, best prices.
Since I small, I heard them say, with pussycat you mustn't play. I was never one to disobey. I never touch a pussy from that day. A pussycat always look vexed, especially the female sex. You never know what they will do next. Guess I have a pussycat complex. Pussy could be just born. Time I see it, I gone afraid. I'm going to get a big stone to break all pussy backbone. Afraid pussy biting. Afraid pussy biting. Grandmama Jane and Uncle Steve, they taught me all I must believe. Jumpy start to walk at 6 o'clock. Rabbit foot gon' bring you good luck. Bad luck when you put heart on bed. Say, when puppy cries, somebody dead. Ready, I don't believe all of that, but I am very superstitious about cat. Let me tell you, stranger, pussycat is danger afraid. Since I small, I heard them say, with pussycat you mustn't play. I was never one to disobey. I never touch a pussy from that day. A pussycat always look vexed, especially the female sex. You never know what they will do next. Guess I have a pussycat complex. Pussy could be just born. Time I see it, I gone afraid. I'm going to get a big stone to break all pussy backbone. Afraid pussy biting. Afraid pussy biting.
Afraid dragon bite me.
Oh yes.
Yes, we afraid dragon biters for true. But let me read one of the comments that happened when we were off air. So a comment said, a Kittitian long snout would be one to stalk, look for your flaws, and boldly chat you with random people who may or may not know you. That is the classification for Kitisha.
That person sounds like they need a hug. And they've been hurt.
That person they need to go visit the dragon.
Free hugs over here.
So the long horn different from the long snout?
Yes,
Yes.
there's 2. Y'all thought there were 10 dragons. There's 12.
Wow.
12. There's 12.
12.
12.
We ain't say 11.
Yeah, but there's a long horn and a long snout.
But long horn,
One is in Nevis and one is
I
in
understand,
We
I
have a
apologize.
Nevision long horn and a Kitishan long snout.
Long snout.
Wow. Afraid a dragon bite me.
Yeah, please to leave with tourism product alone.
Hey.
Let's talk international pop culture. Let's talk about Britney Spears. She's really been the talk of the town lately.
Poor Britney, huh?
She's been active on social
Poor
media.
Britney.
And Instagram, you could post IGTVs, which are basically longer, because Instagram videos are like a minute long, I think. IGTV videos can be at any length, I think. Not any. No, they got like 20-something minutes. And so I've seen some. But longer videos. She's been posting lots of IGTV videos of her dancing to songs. And people are looking at the videos and they seem very concerned. Because, as people would say, she seems to be out of it. But Britney Spears is asking a California court to remove her father, Jamie Spears, who has long handled the decision-making in both her personal and professional life as her sole court-appointed conservator. The pop star's attorney requested that Jody Montgomery, the temporary licensed professional conservator overseeing her protracted case since September, be named the permanent conservator of her personal affairs. I feel so bad for this girl. We're now at a point where the conservatorship must be changed substantially in order to reflect the major changes in her current lifestyle and her stated wishes, which is what her attorney said in documents which were filed at the Los Angeles Supreme Court. The 38-year-old entertainer, Britney Spears, still young, Britney's young. Britney doing this thing. She was like a child.
Britney was one of them Disney stars,
Yeah, she was like one of them.
Like Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Selena Gomez, all them.
In the industry forever.
Like 9, yeah.
Right, in the industry forever, and you're just 38. Wow.
Yeah.
But she's strongly opposed to having her father return as what the court calls a conservator of her person, and strongly prefers that Montgomery continue in that role before her appointment expires on August 22nd. As for the estate, Jamie Spears has been calling the shots since his conservator Andrew M. Wallet resigned in March 2019. Spears is also opposed to her father continuing in that capacity by himself and prefers to have a qualified corporate. You know what this word is? I don't do financial words. That's what science is.
Spell it.
Fiduciary?
Yeah, fiduciary.
Okay, I get it. Fiduciary appointed to serve in the role. The document said. We see the Britney, and people are of course joining the movement when it comes to Britney Spears. Asking the courts to review and to monitor and to investigate, because ever since 2008 when she was admitted to the psychiatric ward, after we saw her public breakdown, she's basically been under legal guardianship of her father and lawyers. So
the thing about this, it is very difficult to get out of that situation.
Very.
Yeah, lawyers, it is so difficult. I think when we spoke about this before, I said I watched a documentary on Netflix, and one of the episodes was about this same exact thing and how it's like a multi-million-dollar scam that been going on. Like people just taking taking that position in person's lives and totally sucking them dry.
Yeah. Because we discussed this a few weeks back, but we see the payouts that her father and legal counsel are receiving, and based on the payroll numbers alone, I don't think this is about Britney's well-being. This is about sucking her estate dry. But then we saw in recent months, her fans have reignited the fears that she's trapped and sending coded messages through her Instagram posts. And in April, she being Britney Spears, she revealed that she accidentally burned down her home gym. And when she did reveal that, her followers bombarded her posts with comments expressing their concern for her well-being. And one urged Britney Spears to wear a specific color of outfit in her next Instagram post. And when she did it, it was taken as a sign that she is indeed secretly requesting aid. What a horrible situation. And like you said, it's ridiculously difficult to get out of this too, because, you know, you've been deemed...
Head ain't good.
Head ain't good. You've been deemed inadequate to function on your own and just make decisions for yourself. So imagine trying to get out of a situation where the person who's been legally appointed to speak for you is the one controlling you.
Yeah. The issue that is, there's a couple things here. Even if it's on the up and up, it's no one can justify for me like the amount of money that's being siphoned out of her estate. That's just one thing. And two, if she really does need help, then it's obvious that she's not getting the help that she should be getting. Right? So it's like, so what's the purpose of having this person there in the first place? Like, if she needs help, then she needs to get the help that she needs. But it's an unfortunate situation for all of us looking on, I think.
I hope the courts order an independent evaluation to see what's actually happening and make a good decision.
I think the independent part is super important, because if he brings people to do the evaluation, her father, we all know what the outcome is going to be.
But you do realize, like, being in this situation, if you weren't crazy, you're probably crazy after a while, eh?
It's situations like this that make people's situations worsen, because this is exhaustive and stressful and manipulative. These things will break you more than you already are broken. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Maybe we need to send the dragon to find our father.
Yep.
I don't know, it's rough, honestly. We see these. Somebody saying that they saw it in a Netflix series and it's awful. Yeah, if you honestly, there's so many series and documentaries about these types of things, and you could literally find them, and they'll give you an update and a rundown on her situation in like an hour and a half, if so much. These documentaries are fascinating. And you know, somebody was saying that y'all watch Black Mirror? Azim, you watch Black Mirror?
Yes, I do.
You remember Miley Cyrus's episode?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people were saying that episode was a reflection of Britney.
Yeah.
It was written about Britney.
Wow. And I didn't know that, but now that you're saying it,
it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying it was written about Britney and how your managers and the people around your celebrity that control your lifestyle, who basically control you.
Speaking of Black Mirror, right?
Welcome back, Jade.
Hi.
Jade disappeared and now she wants to come back.
No.
Okay, fine. I didn't miss you either. But, you know, the Black Mirror episode about 2020 going to be fire.
The episode already aired January 1st.
We're still in the episode?
We're still in the episode. It's a live episode.
But when they actually redo the whole corona and everything else that happened this year,
I don't even want them to do it here because I don't want to relive that trauma.
Relive? It's happening still, Kevin.
Kevin, you
I don't want to double live the drama.
We probably ain't gonna make it out.
We?
Yeah.
For yourself.
Maybe
Tim open the airport October.
Speak for yourself. Watch me go with under just now.
We gone in here. We gone in.
I tell you, being on this show here, they make me just want to go home and do my will.
Only good news.
Only good news.
You know it.
Hey, if you're in Meridian Medical, it's just the articles.
Yeah,
it just came on.
It's my fault.
Oh, it's Jade. It's actually
it's
literally Jade's fault this time.
Yeah,
it's Jade's fault this time.
Give us the articles.
You know what happened? I tried to be the balance to Inoite show. We can't. I mean, it would be unfair for us to just come on every day and just do all happy things.
Because then there's nothing left for Inoite to do.
Exactly. So we have to get.
We go hand in hand.
Yes, we have to get that stuff out the way, prime up the people. So when Inoite come and he give them their good news now, they feel better. Balance.
Only good news.
I think the four of us are going to need counselling after this.
I agree.
I've actually just started last week.
Oh, congrats.
Speaking of, there's a counselling center, so hopefully it would be opening back soon. If it's not open already and it's free.
There's a counseling center in St.
Yes,
Gibbs?
I attend.
Yes,
Well, I
there is.
attended before Corona. It's
And
very helpful.
And it's free?
Yes.
Where
you mean you attend?
Have you met Jade?
I don't understand his question either.
Was it postpartum, Jade?
No, it's post life.
But where is this? Where is this center?
It's up where. What's
Across
that?
the bridge.
Yeah, it's across the
Across the
bridge. It's literally across the bridge by
What their
Market
name?
Street at Wade's Garden.
Wade's Garden?
Yes.
In the area up there. One day I'll show you.
Okay.
It's the last road if you go up that long road as you come
And
over
the
the bridge.
services are
There's
free,
the last
wow.
road. Red building.
Amali, so I mean, as him sounds like he attends as well.
People, I'm going there. No, as a matter of fact, I'm going to apologize to the listeners because I'm leaving right now to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally leaving.
You serious, no?
No, he's serious. That's why he dressed so nice today.
I just nice. This is my
So
counselor.
twice I have counseling?
Not together.
I know that. Well, I didn't know that, but
We-
thanks for putting it out
We
there.
have issues in our life that we need worked out by
For sure.
counselors.
Well, as I've got several, multiple issues, a plethora of issues.
And you as well,
Don't
but
we all?
you
My
just-
issues are uncountable.
What happens is,
That's
right,
believable.
Amali just refuses to take accountability. I learned that from my counselor.
I refuse to accept my realities and my truths.
Instead, what he does is project.
onto other people.
And then lash out at people.
This is why counselors are important, Amali.
Yeah, they're important.
You should see one.
And you say it's free?
Yes.
Wow.
This is an intervention. We all would like for you to go and see a counselor.
Oh, may the money take is my business.
Trust me, after your session, the counselor might need a counselor.
I'm pretty sure.
That is true. So why would I do that to somebody?
Because you're doing it to us.
Put me on to somebody who ain't live
I
here.
feel like we prefer for you to project that onto somebody that's equipped to handle it than to continue your path of
Jade,
destruction.
tell me how you really feel about me then.
That's what she doing.
It's only I got hit things on your chest.
And your dress.
We'll speak about it later.
No, we will not.
I think that's his coping mechanism.
Oh, see, this is such a good idea. Somebody said this counseling place needs to be on SKN Connect.
I agree, and I think it's government funded as well.
Love it.
Of that.
Yes.
I really have not been there, but at the same time, I do have some friends that have benefited greatly from attending. So it is a place that persons who you feel you need some help, or just somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
about to say, sometimes you feel.
Do you have a
don't
number for them?
need it. Sorry?
I'm gonna get one now.
Thank you kindly, because I have a friend that needs some help.
I think that sometimes people don't
Oh, a
even
friend.
realize he means him.
It's okay. Let's allow
we'll
him to.
encourage his friend.
Let's allow him
air
to
quotes.
take information in whatever
I
way
feel like
he
some
wants
people
to.
don't realize that they need it, but it's really, trust me, sometimes you just need to talk to somebody, and it's beneficial to your health, because we take care of our bodies, we exercise, we try to eat right, we do all these things, but our mental health we neglect way too often. So
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people don't really, what we fail to realize is that it's a lot easier talking to a stranger than it is talking to
Is
somebody
the same
else.
one? Is the same one that you said I work at?
I don't.
I'm not sure.
Because when you talk to somebody, you have to. There's so
No
many.
one answers me, I'm good
There's
with
so
it.
many values and things reputationally you have to uphold. So confessing some things might not be feel safe for you, but
What you saying them?
No, that's incorrect. We're going to get you the information. Yes, SKN counseling.
Nikita-
Yeah, the SKN counseling unit.
The SKN counseling unit.
That's a Facebook page.
I just happen to have the number
Okay.
as I shared it.
What the number be?
We're getting the number.
Yes, but yeah, like and you know how good it feels sometimes to just go to speak to somebody, not your friends, your family, your significant other, and just get all
Jade,
the
as in
things
trying to
off your
speak, you
chest.
could be
Okay,
as
go ahead,
much
Azim.
Yeah, we're getting
Wow. Yeah, so guys, you could call 465-5000. Nice and easy. 465-5000.
Interesting number. I like the number.
Yeah.
The Domino's number actually.
Number is 4665000.
Yes, so if you just the way to remember is think about pizza and then
And who to ask for? Dr. Who?
The name that I was given is actually Michelle Blake.
I think that might be my counselor, you know.
That might be Jade's counselor.
And what's the name of it? The
St. Kitts Nevis counseling unit is what I'm getting.
So for those of you listening who want to speak to somebody and can't necessarily afford, $120, $20 an hour for sessions, you can contact the SKN Counseling Center at 465-5000 and ask for Auntie Michelle, and she'll take very good care of you.
Yes,
apparently.
And she gives big anti vibes. Like she's so soothing. Like you just want to lay on her
like
and
Debbie
let her
Isaac?
hug you. Sorry? Yes.
Jade Nikita is
Wait,
saying
where did my laugh?
you need to tell your neighbor about the.
I shall.
And then Amali, somebody is saying take the counseling, you will be a better person. And then they said to walk with me because I have a dark spirit.
Walking you because you got dark spirit?
What are they talking about?
Listen, I'm trying to share to them.
I shame bye.
Man, you're going to be a better person.
Let me check the YouTube because I'm sure we're back in there too.
I find these fans getting too comfortable now.
Yeah. They said we need to have counselors on the show and therapy is lit. It's free, but it's only between 8 to 4. Oh, that's a good one. Then Tricia would know several local counselors, and the person gave the number 465-5000. And then they said they also have male counselors, and that's a very good a very important point. Some people prefer to
speak a particular gender,
to select the gender of the person that they like to receive services from. Men might be more comfortable talking to men about
certain issues, right?
Yeah, because it's more relatable. They've been through it.
Women might feel more.
I can't tell a woman how to feel about postpartum depression after pregnancy.
Right, and then on top of that too, you also have some people that don't want to. You have men that don't want to talk to a man for the fear of being judged on masculine qualities.
You guys are the only men I actually talk to.
Some men actually want that soothing mama voice.
So. Well, yeah, you have options. I love it. So the person said, just trying to help a brother, no shade. I mean, I might as well just take my dark soul and
So
go.
you completely missed where a commenter was like, I like Jade for Prime Minister.
Where that one was?
You didn't read that one.
So I'm making up stories, Jade.
Oh, that one has done school past. Yes, somebody said
that one ain't on Jade fake account.
No, it's our top fan, Mr. Emmanuel.
You know it?
No, Emmanuel Howell Griffin.
He's
a top fan.
Wow.
He's a top fan. This is the one that's always causing trouble.
That's one that's Sarah? Jade?
You need counsel.
Yeah.
Big up one time.
Yeah, this is the one that always causing trouble on the live, and I just have to ignore his comments because I can't read them on the air.
Well, clearly he needs help as well if you want Jade to be the Prime Minister.
Emmanuel, you're coming.
Emmanuel.
You are coming with. But thank you everybody for the information that you sent us so rapidly. I mean, that was great. But we'll take a very, very short break. And
we'll get back, Kevin. We'll continue the interview with Jade. As I'm leaving. Peace.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Coming soon, VEP Taxi Services. Anywhere, anytime. Delivery services. Anywhere, anytime. Coming soon. Stay tuned to this radio station for more information. Taxi drivers needed. Delivery drivers needed. Your dream job. Register today. VEP Taxi Service. Anywhere, anytime. Delivery services. Anywhere, anytime. Call 767-6419 and register today. VEP is here.
When the star them there. We a top man, we take charge. Magnum we drink and we a shell down hard. Blast like a star with some a gal apart. Overdo it, we take it too far. Take charge, take charge.
We a hot gal, we set the trend. Magnum we drink for the top man then. Wine with the style, no stop from spin. Hot blend, back bend, and take charge, take charge.
Magnum tonic wine for the real star them. Take charge, take charge.
Must be 18 or older, drink responsibly.
Welcome back to Island Tea with your faves, Kevin and Amali, and we are joined by Hertz. What are the gentlemen's names?
Pleasant good morning, everyone. It's Hertz Car Rental. My name is Ashon Matthew, and my colleague Ron.
And Random Car. There we go. So let's jump right into it. So tell us, for those listeners and viewers that don't know much about Hertz Car Rental, tell us what it is you guys do over there.
All right. Well, Hertz Car Rental is a international rental brand. They have been established for over 90 years, have 90 years of experience. Hertz is a global brand, a franchise. We represent Hertz and Dollar in St. Kitts, but Hertz has a family of companies, a family of brands that they represent internationally in different companies. Well, for one, Hertz is a premium brand. It's not the low-end brand or the low-end. You find more luxury cars or cars that have some form of excellence or achievement being a part of that particular fleet. Hertz Rental, they also offer a reward program. For instance, with the reward program, the opportunity that a customer has, you can use your points accumulator and you could take that abroad and use that to rent a vehicle elsewhere, use it for get a reduced price or special promotion or whatever that may be. So that's basically Hertz. We are a rental company. What we do, we offer that same international global service to the market here in St. Kitts, that product here in St. Kitts for local consumers, the island consumers. So what we're here today to discuss is our upcoming car sales and preparation for opening our borders and accepting tourists, bringing back on tourism on stream. I guess it is in October.
Yes, October.
Yeah. So.
Well, they answered a few of the questions.
Right. You may even have to ask.
We didn't ask them still, because we ignored. So, so you mentioned that Hertz is a premium car rental company brand. Give us some examples of how Hertz differentiates itself, its service, its products from the competition. You already said the quality of vehicles. What else?
Well, there's also the quality of service. Just recently, Hertz was awarded the JP Morgan for customer satisfaction. So the international rental arena in the US. Outside of that, there's also, they provide different services such as there's buy and ride share, right, where internationally you can buy a car, but instead of just coming and buying a car and you finding out exactly what the car you buy, you can actually, in some country, you're allowed to rent the car for a very low affordable cost, and then you can decide, just so you get that peace of mind and that comfort. But that's on the sales perspective.
Okay.
No, go on.
Okay. Another thing is how we treat our customers. For our brand, it's very important that our customers feel satisfied with what we do, because for us, the customer is our salesperson. When they go out there, they're going to be the ones who are telling people about Hertz. So our focus has always been in having a premium experience for every customer. For example, even myself, I work there, I also use the service. There was a couple of times, sometimes you get a flat tire, those issues. They will come, change the tire for you. If you're a rental, you'll get your pickup. Even if you have some concerns and say, oh, I rented this car, but I actually need this car, they'll go ahead and try and facilitate that for you. So a lot of the staff there, they love their job, and they try and go above and beyond to provide that, as we say, that premium service to everyone that is there.
Okay, no problem. So how has business for you guys changed since the introduction of COVID-19 to St. Kitts and Nevis? I trust it must have been difficult, especially at first when we were in total lockdown.
Well, I would say yes. Right now, currently, it is a bit difficult to be operating under current situation, because primarily our main target audience is tourists. However, we do also provide services to corporate clients as well as the students out here. So now that the students are coming back, we also see them using our service. But as Hertz, as a brand, we do understand the fact that with COVID-19 and this, the seriousness of the situation, we understand that first thing first, our customers come first, and the safety of our customers come first. So we'll always take priority over that. So even as we reopen now for our business, we also take that into a factor. So now we have something called our 15-point Gold Premium Inspection Service, which is once the car comes back, we ensure that it's properly serviced, it's properly sanitized, it's properly cleaned up. Some other, I don't want to speak less of other car companies, they get a car back, somebody rented. You have to ask questions, who told me this, who this in there? We always ensure that car is cleaned out, it is properly detailed, everything is taken care of, and it is then put on hold, and then the next person that opens that door would be the person who's renting it.
Brilliant.
I really like that, because you want to ask who told me that. But, you were mentioning earlier the types of cars that you guys offer. Give us a little bit more insight into the types of cars.
Well, our rental fleet, in St. Kitts, we have a mixed fleet, which range from what you may call a subcompact, or some people know it as an economical car, right? And then we go up to, that we span up to the Honda CR-V or SUV or a van. But in between, you have your much standard size vehicle, standard size cars, you have your mid-size cars, you have your mid-size SUVs, and your luxury vehicle, more full-size cars, so to speak. That's what we have here in St. Kitts.
And then speak to the models that we have. One of the things, as we said, I keep stressing that we're a premium brand, we also look for model type cars that kind of exemplify that kind of ideology. So for example, a good amount of our fleet is from Honda, so we have the Honda HR-V and the CR-V, That being said is because for the HRB and CRB, they have won multiple awards. For example, the HRB and CRB have won Best in Show for Kelly Blue Book for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And they've also won for 2020 for Car and Driver. So we look at these things when we select cars for Hertz, just again, because we want to have somebody have that premium experience when they're renting from us.
I love it. So, tell us what exactly is Hertz car sales?
Well, Hertz car sales comes out of a policy that Hertz has, that in order to keep a certain standard, once a car reaches a particular mileage or year, then we go ahead and take those out of the fleet and then we refresh again. There's nothing necessarily, I would say, that is, wrong with the car in particular. It's just a policy that we have. It's actually in line with some countries. For example, one of the most tight when it comes to car guidelines is Japan. They take their cars out at 8 years. Once it's 8 years, they say it's not road ready. Even though you would look at the car, because we ourselves bring those cars in, and we're like, hey, these fine, these good. But it's just to maintain a certain standard that we take these out. Now, because we have those cars there now, we decided that a good way to pass that on to our customers, for those who are interested in purchasing a car, and obviously sometimes new is a little bit out of range and they want something a little bit more affordable, that's how we came out of from Hertz car rental to Hertz car sales.
Oh.
So now you can come to us. We have those cars. As I said, they've been properly maintained because of our high standard. You come, you take a look at these cars. We have things, as I said, from that price range, from the subcompact all the way up to the premium. So starting at around, I think it's what, 28,000 somewhere there.
Yeah.
The cars are inspected. You get a what do you call it? We also provide financial assistance.
Really?
Yes. Now let me speak to that. Because Hertz car sales and Hertz itself is focused on car rental, we ourselves do not directly provide financing. However, we work with banks to provide you that financial assistance.
Right.
So, for example, last year we worked with
National
Bank,
Bank,
and we provided some great offers and deals and reward in terms of when you get that purchase. I think it was $0 down, if you remember, $0 down, and a couple of other financial opportunities that came out of National Bank. Now we're working with Republic as well. So we try, as I said, even though it's not directly from us, we try and make it as seamless as possible. So even though you said, all right, I'm interested in this car, we help you out with the application, we keep in direct contact with the banks and try and see how we can facilitate and make it as easy and quickly as possible for you to get that purchase go through. And even after the purchase, we try and take care of you, because through our partnerships with CNC Auto Services, we have recommendations and offers in terms of getting maintenance and things like that. Now, say you have that car, and as I said, we like to be fully transparent. We're not like those third-party private, you get a car, something go wrong, and then you call them and you can't find them again.
Right.
We ensure that we give you full transparency in terms of what concerns or issues with the car. Outside of that, if there's something that was not mentioned there, and you bring it back to us and we check it out and we found out that it is valid, we'll work with you to try and make that right. So as I said, for us as Hertz, that premium brand, we want you to have that premium experience when you're doing a car sale with us.
Right.
Because our customers are valued, so we want to ensure that they're satisfied with what they receive from us. And that being that a car is one of the second biggest purchases outside of a house, etc.
Right.
We want to make sure that you feel comfortable with driving off that lot and having that Hertz premium experience.
Okay, brilliant. So what's new for Hertz? In the coming months, you mentioned that the border is going to be opening up in October. We're preparing to jump back into the new kind of tourism. It's not going to be the same.
Well, with the borders being open, I wouldn't. Aside from tourism, coming out of the regulations for COVID-19, in terms of keeping yourself safe, you're going to see more of a reliance on car rentals. Just because of the bare fact there's not, aside from owning your own vehicle, you only have bus options, and then bus,
The risks, yeah.
the risks are there. So now it's looking at a viable option is car rentals, just to ensure that safety for your family.
Especially the elders,
yeah.
And especially if you're doing group events or something, it's like hey, let's just rent a car instead of going by bus.
Mhm.
So we do expect that coming out of that, you're going to see more persons being more reliant on car rentals. So we're trying to focus more on creating packages that are more affordable in terms of lease programs for corporates and businesses, as we expect more persons are going to be coming in outside of quarantine. They're going to need to do rentals. So we want to focus more on providing something that is affordable and economical for everyone.
Okay, awesome. So, do you have any promotions you want to talk about? Or to tease the folks about?
Well,
because I know before you say you don't want to get into too many.
Upcoming, we do have a launch for Hertz car sales. So we're doing a virtual car sales event. You know, the whole thing is virtual, to ensure that we follow those COVID regulations. But we want you to be able to take a look at these cars, see what they look like. I said that full transparency. Be able to look at our fleet, see what is on offering. We're gonna have some pretty good offers in terms of discounts on sales and other packages. I don't want to get too much. We're gonna come back and outline that a little bit more.
No problem.
But we would invite you to check our website, Hertz St. Kitts, on Facebook, to just get an idea of our brand and what's up and coming.
Okay, great.
Good stuff. So, again, the whole COVID situation has everybody running around like headless chickens. But are your car rentals available to the locals during this time before the borders are open?
They have always been. Actually,
we all never closed.
Huh? We will.
Well, when it was 24 hours, obviously.
When it 24 hours, we closed. But then when we reopened, we did see a little bit of an uptick from locals trying to rent, because obviously buses cannot accommodate passengers. There's the same amount of passengers as before, and you got to get work, you got to get done, you got stuff to do. So then that worked out to be a good alternative for them to get stuff done. And I would say, even for me, at the time I had gotten in a car accident, so for it was like, listen, I got a weekend, groceries, all of that stuff that it needs to be done, can't rely on the bus. So it was the best option. So we've always provided for the locals. That has been one of our priorities as well. And even outside of, we understand that Hertz is a premium brand, but you also understand through Hertz Holding there are multiple franchises. So if Hertz Premium is not in that budget, we also have Dollar car, which is a more affordable line, car rental service. So we, through those companies, we think we have a good range that would accommodate everyone. But as I said, we've seen a lot of locals coming in and saying, hey, we want to know. We have an interest in terms of doing car rental and moving forward. For a lot of people, they're saying to get back to normal. And I said, honestly, given the experiences that we've had, this is the new normal. Yeah. This is the new thing. To give an example, I said, even to my friend Jada, I gave her this example. In the 1800s, I used to do architecture for 15 years. Bathrooms actually used to be made out of wood. Used to have drapery. Used to all sexy, going velour. And that was the norm then. Then you had bubonic plague, diseases, and then the rest. Oh, wood harbors disease, moisture. So then those were removed. Outside of removed, replaced it with tab, which was easy to clean. Porcelain, easy to maintain, does not attract bacterial microbes. And then if you're looking at us 2029, do you see those kinds of wood bathrooms anymore? No, that became the standard. Right. So then coming out of COVID-19, we're going to see that more experience in terms of the even car rental, but not to mention ride share. These kinds of experiences, you're going to see an uptick of that, because now it's about ensuring your safety, making sure you don't come in contact with something that may harm you. Because again, we had this disease. We do not know what else is coming forward, because we have the December season coming up. So you always want to say, all right, I want to make sure that I'm doing the best possible to ensure my safety. And this is a good way to ensure that you keep yourself safe.
100%.
Yeah, and then I would even say in terms of tours, we're going to be looking at a little bit of a different experience with tours as well. That those group tours, you really can't be doing those as well. So then that other option is car rentals.
Okay, brilliant. So for those listening who want to, number one, check out, the vehicles that you have on sale on the feed, and also to rent from Hertz, to make the rounds, the shopping, etc. How can they reach you all, and where can they find you? For those who don't know.
Well, we are located at the Seaport Industrial Park on the Bay Road. Just opposite, if you know where the Allen Bakery is, or just below TDC, for those who don't know. Also, that there is our contact number 465-7822. You can reach us there as well. And you could give us a call, inquire whatever it is you may be interested in, whether it's a car sale or rental, and we'll try our best to assist you or find something that could fit the budget. Because basically, we do understand the times that we are in now, and so we do our best and just to find something that you are comfortable with, and not that you feel you're putting yourself any strain on. Because we also understand that some persons as well, they have to get places and get there quickly because they have a particular job work or sideline hustle just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So we're taking all these things into consideration and see how much we can offer to the public. But to reach us is 465-7822, and we're located at the Seaport Industrial Site.
Do you get to pickups?
Yes.
Like if I call to rent the car, would you collect me from wherever I am?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
Like
Anywhere in the country?
Premium service.
Premium.
I don't say it enough times.
Premium.
You're going to say you call to rent a car, and they're like, come from me, they just left me on the roadside, I got to walk down there. We ensure, like I said, we want to ensure that you have the best experience with us. That is from the time you call us to the time you drop off the car.
And for the peace of mind, we also want to emphasize the contactless for rentals. Try to collect all the information beforehand, so you have very little time being spent in the office or even getting the rental.
Because we do have contactless rentals, which means we do have an app. So if you go on the App Store or Android, there is the Hertz Car Sales app. It's a Hertz Car Rental app. So you can go ahead, fill out your information, reserve your car, we come and pick you up. You can go ahead, like I said, collect your car, go about your business, and then just bring it back. So you don't necessarily have to come directly to us. You do have those online portals and options that you can go ahead and take care of that one time. Because with some of the private businesses, you kind of have to call them 4 or 5 times to find out where they are. In that way, we're kind of 24/7. You just go ahead and make your reservations, and we make yourself available.
Great, love it. I might have missed it because I was checking the comments to see if there were any questions. But are you guys also available in Nevis?
In Nevis?
Not presently.
Not presently.
Not presently. We had an office there a few years ago, but that's something we are still working on to get back on stream.
But I'm guessing you can still take the car over voluntarily if you choose by the Sea Bridge.
When you
the renter can take.
I would have to check. I know prior to we used to allow it, but just in terms of safety and concerns, I would have to back check. I know it was something that was discussed last year in terms of us opening a second office, because we did see a lot of persons asking for that interest for the car rentals in Nevis again. So I would have to get back to you the next time we're on. I'll give you more details on that.
Okay, sounds good. So any last updates or comments from Hertz?
Where and whenever. Hertz is here to get you there.
Well, I would say you, with Hertz Car Rental, like I said, that premium experience, I would invite you to come by the office, take a look at what we have to offer, and judge for yourself.
All right, lovely.
I think I might have a question. Hold on, check in. Someone's asking if you guys said you have a rewards program. Are the rewards redeemable elsewhere in the world?
Well, the rewards are redeemable elsewhere in the world.
Okay.
So, for example, if you earned your points here and you went to so for example, Europe, the US,
Asia,
parts of South Asia, you are able to redeem those to get a rental. They also have their own specific rewards options related to the location, such as concierge service. It differs from office to office because it is a franchise. It's what they decide to offer. But depending on which category you are in
part of the rewards program.
In the rewards program, it depends. I get back. I think from the first tier, which is
the gold, and the 5
it's
star.
like a 1-to-1. So it's like if you spend $1, you get back a point as well. So It really depends on the category of the tier. If you go on the website for Hertz, you'll see the rewards in the different levels. But you are, like I said, overseas you can redeem them, but each one would give you an idea of what offerings you get for which package. And signing up is free. For the gold tier, the others, there's a cost incurred, but I invite you to take one and see which one works best for you.
Right. Love it.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Island Tea. Very insightful. I think now we know all there is to know about Hertz. And for those listening, look out for the virtual car sale that's going to be coming soon, like within the next 2 weeks, 1 week.
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
About 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So soon.
That's your friend.
Your friend.
Jane, you've been disowned and
disowned live on FM 98.9. Wow.
That's okay. He loves me still.
Wow. You need to account in this afternoon. But that brings us to the end of this episode of Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Amali. Thank you for joining us. And you will see us and hear us again tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp on 1FM 98.9. And remember,
you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you're not a mug.